Have you ever heard of the curse of the pharaohs? A terrifying legend says that anyone who disturbs an ancient Egyptian tomb will face death and disaster. But what if it's not just a legend? What if real people have died under strange circumstances after coming in contact with ancient mummies? Today, on Brainy Dose, we explore some of the most mysterious deaths ever linked to the so-called mummy curse. Our story starts with the discovery of the tomb of the boy King Tut in the Valley of the Kings. It was one of the greatest archaeological finds in history. But soon after the tomb was opened, strange things started to happen. Just months after the tomb was opened, Carter's financial backer, Lord Carnarvon, died suddenly of a mysterious illness. He had a mosquito bite that got infected and led to blood poisoning. At the exact moment he died, all the lights in Cairo reportedly went out. Even more strange, his dog back in England let out a loud howl and dropped dead. Was this all a coincidence? Or the beginning of the curse? Lord Carnarvon's death was only the first. Over the next decade, more than a dozen people connected to the tomb's excavation died suddenly or under mysterious conditions. Sir Archibald Douglas Reed, the radiologist who x-rayed Tutankhamun's body, died shortly after. George J. Gould, a wealthy visitor to the tomb, fell ill the next day and died of pneumonia. Arthur Mace, a key member of Carter's team, also passed away without clear reason. News headlines at the time began to warn about the mummy's curse. But hold on. Before we continue our story, now let's get back to the video. Skeptics argue that there's a scientific explanation for the deaths. Ancient tombs might have toxic mold, deadly bacteria, or dangerous gases that build up over thousands of years. Inhaling these substances could make people seriously ill. Some scientists believe that Lord Carnarvon's infection may have worsened because of such exposure, but others say the number of strange deaths is too high to ignore. In 1938, the famed American Museum opened an exhibition called Treasures of the Sun. One of the featured items was a sarcophagus of a man named Ptoceres, who lived in the 6th century BC. Ptoceres was a priest who served the god of the dead, Osiris. As part of the exhibit, the museum put the sarcophagus on display in its main hall. But the museum officials didn't know that they were unleashing chaos. Within weeks of the exhibit opening, strange things started happening. Visitors and staff alike reported experiencing unexplained illnesses, including blindness. Then accidents started to occur. People were falling down staircases, having cars crash. And even pets seemed affected by the sarcophagus presence. People started blaming Ptoceres' sarcophagus for their misfortunes. Stories spread that the artifact was cursed, and soon the museum removed it from public view. As if one curse was not enough. In 1958, the Met added another Egyptian artifact to its collection. It was a small limestone statue of the goddess of vengeance and war, Sekhmet. The statue's name was quite ominous, considering its new location. It was placed in the museum's Egyptian wing. Soon, people started blaming Sekhmet for misfortunes happening around them. They claimed she was angry about being moved from her original resting place. The story spread. Rumors said that the statue's curse caused a building across the street to catch fire, and when firefighters tried to save the building, their hoses froze, making it impossible to put out the flames to stop the supposed curse. The museum moved Sekhmet to a secret location, while the Met's mummy's curse remained hidden. Another infamous curse gained notoriety in Europe. This was the curse associated with the Egyptian mummy known as the Unlucky Mummy. Her real name was Ka and she lived in the 9th century BC. But people remember her by her title, the Unlucky Mummy, because of the series of strange events attributed to her. In 1826, an Italian priest brought her to Europe. He made a shocking claim that the mummy was cursed. Anyone who disturbed her would suffer horrible consequences. While no one knows where he got this idea, it certainly caught people's attention. Soon, news spread that Ka's curse was responsible for a major shipwreck, the sinking of the Titanic. Of course, the ship sank long after Ka arrived in Europe. But stories spread anyway. Many people believe the curse followed the ship even in its new home. Other rumors claimed that those who bought tickets to see Ka in museums would suffer tragic fates. The rumors grew. By the early 20th century, People believe that K's curse was behind an array of disasters. Whether K's curse is real or not doesn't matter. People's belief in it is powerful. Fear can affect the mind and body. Some psychologists believe that people who strongly believe in curses may actually make themselves sick, what's known as the nocebo effect. Still, the number of eerie deaths and unexplained events has kept the curse alive in the public imagination. Perhaps one of the strangest cases of a museum mummy's curse happened at the British Museum. It involved a case labeled as the unlucky mummy with tales of disaster following it around. Inside was a mummy shrouded in mystery. People believed disturbing her would unleash terrible misfortunes. Despite the warnings, in 1971, museum staff decided to open the mummy's case. They wanted to study the mummy and learn more about her life. Little did they know, this decision would lead to a series of unfortunate events. Shortly after the unwrapping, strange things started to happen. Staff members came down with sudden illnesses. Accidents seemed to be everywhere. People started whispering. They blamed the mummy's curse for their bad luck. As stories spread, museum officials decided to rewrap the mummy. They hoped this would stop the curse, but before they did, something truly bizarre occurred. On December 15, 1971, exactly 50 years after the Titanic sank, the British Museum caught fire. Though no one was hurt, the damage was severe. People were stunned. Could the unlucky mummy's curse be real? Was her wrath directed toward the museum? The answer remains a mystery. Stories of museums haunted by mummies are just one part of the larger narrative. For centuries, people have believed that disturbing ancient remains brings bad luck. Some say it's a way to respect the dead, while others believe it keeps evil spirits at bay. Whatever the reason, these stories reveal our fascination with the unknown. As we continue exploring ancient artifacts, the line between fact and fiction blurs, whether curses are real or imagined. Their power lies in how we perceive them. Thanks for watching Brainzy. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more strange mysteries and real-world wonders. If you want to watch another interesting video, click on the video that appears on your screen right now. And if you want to watch more videos about the mysteries of ancient Egypt, click here.